Hello, everybody. Happy Halloween and welcome. I was going to be a blueberry princess, or queen, whatever, but I can't put the dress on by myself, and my boyfriend's laying down, so I just threw on some black leggings and a black shirt, goth, groupie, whatever. Call me whatever the fuck you want to call me. I don't care. I just dressed up. Hi, mind and body. So, yeah, I know it's close to being almost done with Halloween. That's kind of why I'm doing this right now. It's just I wanted to hurry up, get it done. Plus, I wanted to make some time for myself after working today. It was a pain in the ass. But, take my glasses off. My fake eyelashes might be coming undone. Yeah, they are a little. I'm not good at them, but I'm gonna get earrings in. Ooh, you can't really see those ones. You can see this one. It's a nice arrowhead. And then my sin. Then, of course, I got 0. Couldn't resist. So, yeah. This is me today. I almost didn't do this at all. So, let's just be joyful that I was actually in the mood to do anything. So, how was everybody else's Halloween so far? Alrighty. Let me, oh Lord. New tab. This is gonna be fun. Nobody's saying anything. Okay. Okay, I'm going to mute on here real quick just so I don't hear myself. I know. No. I got TLC Scrubs playing on my phone in my wireless earbuds. I figured out I can do that without actually wearing ones that are connected to my computer. I got smart. Got me some smarts. I ain't gonna be able to wear this for very long though. So hopefully some people come in while I'm still wearing it and say, yay. No. I don't care. These eyelashes are probably gonna be the first fucking things to go. Because they're annoying. I'm not good at them. I mean, they look nice if someone were able to do them properly for me. I'd love it. I could get my makeup done professionally and look really nice. Just once for some pictures, I'd love it. Took me this is my second try with blues to get this the way it is. I had to just wipe it all away and start over. Scrub, no, I don't. Okay. No, I don't want that. No, I don't want that. No, I don't want that. No. Why didn't I have that one? Or that one? I haven't had black lipstick on in a couple years. Well, no, 3-4 years. I have another color, but it didn't look great, so I didn't put that one on. I was like, nah, I'll put black on. Sure, there's probably other people that are live that people are at. Let me look and see if anybody I'm subscribed to is live. Yeah, White Tupac is. Okay. We'll keep it rocking. Now we're back to the Wild Wild West. And I'll definitely keep live, after midnight, but I at least wanted to be dressed up for at least an hour of Halloween. I possibly would have done something for... Hi, William. Possibly would have done something when I went to work today, but there was no fucking way I was... Okay, this brush starts pissing me off. Alright, hold on. I gotta... fix some issues. There we go. Now for the earring, this is where I wanted to go with it. There we go. So, sorry. With these earrings, I got the charms. There we go. It's not as shiny. I got 3 of them, so I do have one in each ear, and I do have one for a necklace pendant too, to have like a little set. Because I'm a weird person like that, apparently. Okay, yeah. Hey, James. Okay. The fake lashes, they're not gonna stay on. There, now I look even more weird, but at least I can see better. Personally. Kinda, yeah. Although I don't ever remember Elvira having blue hair. I mean, I redid my hair so it's more blue for today. But yeah. If I have a way of giving you a link and you want to come up on panel, you don't have to dress up. Thank you. Anybody that comes up on panel, I don't expect them to be dressed up or anything. I just personally wanted to dress up. Pixie said she might come dressed as something other than Tinkerbell. This also gives Mac a... No, he didn't dye his beard. No. He's sleeping right now, too. We went to bed quite late the other night and then got woke up quite early for work and went in early, and yeah, he didn't stay up much after we got home. He went right to bed, so he's sleeping. That's why I'm not being that loud, or at least not trying to be that loud. Although he can sleep through most anything. Yeah, he dyed his hair. Well, he bleached his hair once when I bleached mine. He hated it. He kept getting picked on. He hated it, so he won't ever touch his hair ever again. And he didn't bleach his facial hair, though, so, I mean, that could be something he could do, is he could dye his beard. But I don't think he will. Yeah, he was very cranky at work and very tired, so I didn't say a damn thing to him. I just let him go right to bed. And that's why I was gonna put on this really pretty navy, it's from David's Bridal dress. I don't know if it was a prom dress or a maid of honor, whatever. Oh, okay, cool. If you, are you live? If you're live, I'll definitely pull yours up and give a like and pop in there. If you're not, then that's fine. James. And I just totally lost where I was going until when I read that. Shit. Oh yeah, the dress. Yeah, it's really pretty. It's a really pretty dress. I just can't put it on by myself. So since I'm not gonna wake him up just to be like, "Hey, will you help me put this dress on and zip it up for a couple hours worth of time on YouTube." I'll wear it next year or something and be a beauty contestant, and I'll I don't know, maybe get some fake blood or something and be a dead beauty contestant. I fuck if I know, but I'll do something with the dress. But if I'm gonna be that, I'd make sure that I didn't get nothing on the dress, because the dress can be used for all sorts of different costumes besides, dead people. So, alright, I had to hang now. It was bugging me. Anybody notice my collar says, well, you're reading it goes sin this way. Me, it's, when I read it, I look at it, I look this way. Well, it looks backward. It looks right to me. Like I see it the way you're seeing it, so S-I-N. But I am going to have to take it off because it is a little on the uncomfortable side. I'm not really used to it yet. I haven't wore it that often. I have a few other letters that I can add to it. That feels better. But what I could do is just stay with the goth kind of theme. I do have a different collar that's a little looser, and it's spiked. You see this one's quite, ouch, quite a bit looser on the, wrong way again, George, Jesus, I'm trying to keep it like this, but yeah. Yeah, metal spikies too. I like my metal spikies. I'll put my other letters back on here so I don't lose them. Because this technically says something specific, not just sin. You can go for somebody really small too. But I do like that one too. But this one, like I said, this is a little bit not as tight. Like you can only put that one so loose before it just doesn't sit right. And it's got to sit correctly. Oh, my feet hurt from work today. Damn. Anyway, I hope everyone had a good Halloween. I seen a lot of kids walking around in costumes out here when it was light enough to at first. Some pretty cool ones. Seen a few older kids. I think one was a cowboy. No, I have not had any word from Senor Wildheart. I told him that, they probably weren't gonna. He was supposed to go back today for whatever, but yeah, no. Nada supposed. There we go. Zilch. Yep, no, nothing from him. When I do, I shouldn't say if. When I do, I'll definitely let you know. Oh, me and you should talk privately more about that subject. But yeah, I agree with, that his world's been turned upside down for sure with going. And I'm sure it's not a fun experience for him. Like, it's definitely gonna hopefully wake him up and make him realize, all right, I need to grow the fuck up. I need to start, doing what I'm supposed to do here. Even if he is like, he says, the reason why he doesn't work is because he can't or whatever. That's fine. You can find some hobbies to keep yourself entertained instead of alcohol, and being disruptive and rude and yeah. Anyway. Perfect. They're all dressed up in the video. 90s nostalgia kind of playlist that I just picked, and it's got Backstreet Boys, Everybody Rock Your Body, where they're all dressed up as different, like they're Wolfman, Mummy, Vampire, Phantom of the Opera, all those. I don't know what that one was. I forget. Hey, baby, for New Year's. There we go. For New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, I'll wear my blue dress since my hair will still be blue by then. I guess I could, I suppose, turn the light on brighter since these are wireless headphones to show you the outfit better. So yeah. Whoop. My Betsy, I thought it would be. So yeah. Leather leggings and a tank top. That covers my big old booty. There's my he yeah. He needed help. He couldn't do it on his own. But yeah, that was my outfit. If I could actually get some real leather like pants and stuff, I would probably, and they fit me decently and weren't too uncomfortable, I'd probably wear them. No lie. But these are just faux leather leggings. Like they look and kind of feel like they could be leather, but they're stretchy and plus I don't have money to buy nothing. Do you know how much leather pants for a girl my size would probably be? I ain't got that kind of money to be saving or and to save that much money. Oh, fuck. That would take way fucking too long to get. So, but no, I would though. I don't really buy that. Okay, these are expensive leggings because they're from Torrid, and that's an expensive, like, big plus size person brand. But I got them on sale. They were like, normally they're like 30 or more bucks for a pair of these. I got them on sale for like a little over 10 bucks. Like they were 12, 15 ish. So I'm a thrifty buyer. I don't really buy expensive anything, really, hardly. If I can get it as a deal, I deal. I'll go for deals. Like I had faux leather, kind of like leggings when I was younger too. Got them from Fashion Bug when that was a big plus size thing that was nearby. And those were a little bit like these. Not quite though. They didn't sound the same. Kind of felt the same. So I guess there was leggings before there. I don't ask. I don't know. But someone decided they needed something to put a little small fire, kerosene heater fire out. And instead of grabbing a towel, they grabbed my pants, ruined them, and I couldn't buy any new ones because they were on sale because they were out of stock. They were going out of stock. They weren't going to be rebuying anymore to sell. So when I got these, I'm happy. I got these. So the wall. It's gonna be the day that I'll throw back to you. By now, you should have somehow realized what it's done. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. I may have to take this other collar off too. I'm just not used to wearing the collars that much, so. Alright, yeah, I gotta. Many things that I say to you, but I don't know how. Said maybe gonna be the one that saves me. After all, yep. You're my Wonderwall. Wonderwall by Oasis. Well, now you're gonna make me embarrassed where I ain't gonna sing as much. Because I'm gonna be too giggly. Got eyeshadow on my glasses, and I don't want to rub it all over my shirt to clean, so use my makeup remover towel. Oh, there we are. I can see. That's not great. It's tolerable. Say it how it is. It's tolerable. To you, at least. I hate hearing myself sing. So I usually don't do, like, actual karaoke. I like how Wildheart usually does with singing along with the other person, just because, you know, my voice can blend in with theirs a little bit more easily, and to me it's not so offensive. Like I said, it might not be offensive to you, but to me, my voice is offensive. Alright, what's coming up next? Oh. Yep. My childhood. Because my sister listened to this, so I ended up listening to it. I know there's pain. Do you lock yourself up in these chains? None can change your life except for you. Never let anyone step all over you. Just open your heart and your mind. Is it really fair to feel this way inside? Oh, someday somebody's gonna make you wanna turn around and say goodbye. Until then, baby, are you gonna let them hold you down and make you cry? Don't you know, things will change, things will go your way if you hold on for one more day. Can you hold on for one more day? Things will go your way. Hold on for one more day. You got no one to blame for your unhappiness. You got yourself into your own mess. Letting your worries pass you by. Don't you think it's worth the time to change your mind? Oh no. Oh, what about Brojo's last night? Everybody's costumes. Everyone looked good. Everyone did a good job. I mean, shit. Even Rod did better than I did because he at least, made himself look like a king, not just something that you could see at some sort of musical festival or I don't know. I don't think I tried as hard. Not this year anyway. I'll try harder next year. Know that there's pain, but you hold on for one more day and you break free right from the chains. Somebody's gonna make you wanna turn around and say goodbye. Until then, baby, gonna let him hold you down and make you cry. Don't you know? Change, things will go your way if you hold on for one more day. Hold on. You know? Of course, Pixie won, being Tinkerbell, and she was adorable. Oh, well, not adorable, like in a cutesy little kid kind of way. I would say more in an adult, fashion. She looked great. I was a little shocked at how PJ's look like his horns were his hair just twisted. I better not get sick again. I'm gonna be mad. Good one. Hopefully it's just a cold. Kind of sick. Not anything else. Otherwise, oh Lord, I'll be upset. You're the closest to heaven that I'll ever be, and I don't wanna go home right now. All I can taste is the sun, and all I can breathe is your light. And sooner or later it's over. Yes, I wanna miss you tonight. I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand. When everything's made to be broken, I just want you to know who I am. Can't fight the tears that ain't. Oh, right under my nose. Right outside my nostril. Damn. Everything feels like the movies. Yeah, you bleed just to know you're alive. And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand. When everything's made to be broken. Oh, Jesus, scare the crap out of me. Cat. Oh, yeah. It might help if I would have pushed the clothes on the thing back a little further for him. Oopsie. I don't want to put my hand up there. I did buy myself a nice little refillable torch lighter for joints and cigarettes. Can't really use one of those on bowls. Burn your finger. I gotta break up more weed. Don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand. When everything's made to be broken, I just want you to know who I am. Want you to know who I am. To know who I am. They're using a song for that commercial, and I was about to start singing. Oh, I should do some classic rock and stuff too. No, I would do anything for love. I would do anything for love. I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. Alright, yeah, no, we're not gonna do that one. Ah, mm-hmm. Play it. Mm-hmm. Don't down, nothing like it. Clap twice. Hey, Bone. Happy Halloween. Oh, in my head, yes. I ain't playing no videos. I mean, maybe some just lyric videos if anybody came on and wanted to sing or anything. Just treats here, no tricks. And I don't have no candy to give out, sorry. Just fun conversation, I guess. Is all I can give. If that's not a nice treat, then sorry. If you feel it's a trick, my bad. I don't really. Oh, look, there's Batman. Going back to the perch. Oh, thank you. It's not best, but stupid glue from the eyelashes. Fucking with my eye. There's silver. It's such blue and silver and black. I'm not the greatest at doing my makeup. Other people can do my makeup great. I didn't even put mascara on, but that's good. Because I'll probably end up getting so damn tired that I will. Thank you. I love my hair too. I redid it blue, so it's nice. It was nice and dark for the video or stream. Made sure for today that it was nice, and I did it Saturday. Although I didn't do anything particular to it. I didn't like. I should have put it in some braids. Yeah, I have a TikTok now. I don't really do much with it right now, anyway. Might do more with it. Hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh. I like watching videos. A lot of them are really fun. A lot of guys showing off on there though. Damn, dancing, shirtless, working it. It's like shit. I don't really. I don't know. I must be the weirdest girl in the world because I see those and I'm just like, yeah, okay, yeah, scroll. Some of them I go, okay, that was pretty cool. I something's wrong with me. Don't really care. But the funny ones, I watch yours. Not all the time. Like I binge watch yours. I wait until you've done a few and then I watch them. A couple other people from YouTube that I watch. King Passion, whom I have not heard from in forever. Talked to him like once or twice on Google Chat on actual video, seen him face to face, kind of thing. And haven't really heard from him since. Yeah, they're probably my thing. Happy Halloween, Drunk Dimples. Do it. Montel Jordan. This is how we do it. I'm just high. I haven't done nothing. I've got shrooms that I could have done, but I worked earlier today, so I'm just not in the mood for that. And I really don't have no alcohol, so I'm just smoking weed. Well, it's Friday night. Well, it's not Friday night, it's Monday night. Oh, shouldn't. Tip up your cup and throw your hands up and let me hear the party say, and it's all because this is how we do it. South Central does it like nobody does. To know my neighbors, you got much flavor. Damn. Do it. Hands are in the air. I'm waving from here to there. It feels like it's Friday. Not to me. I had to work, like I said, so. Hi, Pixie. Where I'm from, the Newark. I kind of detached some of my costume, which was my collar. I switched it, and then I even took that one off, too, because it was uncomfortable for me. You hear the party say? But I am really rocking Christmas because I got 0 from The Nightmare Before Christmas. I love him. I can't remember who gave it to me, but I got it for Christmas, I think, one year. It was like a little stocking stuffer. So cute. I love it. I don't wear it often. I gotta wear my jewelry more often. Like I said, I'm rocking the arrows for earrings. Oh, and because I got 2 holes here, I got a dark blue stud to match my hair. But then again, I'm wearing black also with, well, yeah. I needed a little bit more blue besides my hair and my eyeshadow, so. You got much flavor. It's all because the truth doesn't like nobody does. How we do it. This is how we do it. I need a little bit more because I'm going to make a joint. And since I'm technically only broadcasting on my channel and I'm able to use Sammy's StreamYard, I can host 10 people on panel, 9 included, and then myself being 10. And also, peeps, special. Since I don't gotta go back to work until Monday again, I could stay up extra late and there really isn't a time limit. I don't have like so many hours. Well, I still have my, if I would have went to mine instead of Sammy's, then, which, thank you again, Sammy, I love you. Then I would have had to be like, okay, I only have so many free hours a month with mine. But using this one from Sammy, like again, thank you. There's no time limit. So, Mac, if you see this at any point in time or anything, even if you don't gotta like rush to bed or anything and you really wanted to get dressed up and still experience a Halloween stream, I will probably be on. It's 11:39 now. I'll probably be on till like maybe close to 1, depending on how many people stay in. If I keep at least about 4 people, I'll stay on. Dreams last for so long, even after you're gone. I know you love me, and soon you will see you were meant for me, and I was meant for you. Oh, Joe's got my papers. Hey, if you want to, that's totally up to you, Pixie. I did leave link in your. You have so many to choose from. Well, technically, you still got 20 minutes until Halloween is officially over. So, whichever you prefer, if you want to, you can. I don't expect anybody that comes on panel to even be dressed up. Even after you're gone, I know you love me, and soon you will see you're meant for me. I was meant for you. Found business, I'm doing fine beside you. What would I say if I had you on the line? Same old story now, much to say. Hearts are broken every day. Oh. Nope. Great. Did the put the cat back on? Oh, damn it, Joe. Sheets down. I could look around, but I'm a PJs and I couldn't think. That's a big. Not tonight. So I might not be able to have a joint because I don't know where my papers are. I know you love me, and so I see you were meant for me. I was meant for you. Meant for me. I was meant for you. No. He takes my dang papers to use. And then I don't even get them back, and I don't know where they're at. Well, I wish I knew what he did with those. Okay. I know I don't have them over there. I'm going to go look one more time. Be right back. Think like a Joe. Think like a Joe. Baby, baby, what was I supposed to know? It wasn't right here. I should have known you go. What did you do with my papers? I'm gonna bug him. I don't give a shit now. Do you know where you put my papers? You had them last.
What? What?
My cigarette papers? Rolling papers?
I didn't make here.
Now I gotta figure out where the hell I put them. Oh, great. This is gonna be fun.
Except I did. I don't have any.
I don't know what I did with them. And if I got them back from you, I don't know where the hell they are. Yeah, you heard his voice, didn't you, William?
Oh, God.
He just yelled out, Beardy! I'm loneliness is killing me now. Oh, aha! I did find them. They were over here. My bad. Ah. Hello, emergency. How are you? Hooty hoo. Oops, wrong account. Wrong account. Okay. Okay. Don't you know I still believe you will be here? Give me a sign. Maybe one more time. Okay. Oh, okay. I was like, ooh. Oh, no problem. Hi. I didn't go out begging for nothing, Prince. I actually went to work and then came home and still had the gumption to get up here and talk to you. So, be nice, sir. Fine. Guess I'm gonna have to break up this weed by hand a little bit before I put it through the grinder because I had a seed go through. It would have been nice to try to have a seed. This is pretty good weed. Oh, violence causes silence. Are we mistaken? Alright, I need. In your head. With their tanks and their bombs. Whoops. See, it's not me. It's not my family. In your head. With the tanks and their bombs and their bombs. In your head. In your head. In your head. In your head. Zombie. 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 Hey, 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 zombie. Yeah, you're gonna hear him coughing and hacking a little bit because I just woke him up because I didn't know where my papers were. Being a little bit of a biatch when waking him up. Oh, looky! It's Pixie!
Hey! Okay,
Hello.
so I threw on a dress straight from the 70s. Literally.
Oh, that is adorable. See, you look good again.
It has pockets because
Oh,
it's a dress from the
that's really cool.
70s.
That's cute. I like it though.
It is cute. I mean, whenever it's so funny because people are like, that's from the 70s. And I'm like, yeah, you were expecting psychedelic colors, right? Not my muted earth tones. But yes, it's from the 70s.
Yeah, I actually like more of the like earthy tone stuff from the 70s than I do the psychedelic stuff. The bright color
Yeah.
stuff. Some of it's alright, but I prefer to see pieces like that instead. I think they're more everyday wear. Like
Uh, it's so funny. I think my brightest piece. Well, no, I was gonna say I think my brightest piece is actually from the 50s, my purple one. But I do have the white 70s sundress with the pink and blue on it.
Oh,
So that one's probably pretty bright.
yeah, I
And then
don't.
my other's 50 dress is dark. It's like navy blue and green and I don't know.
Yeah, if you looked at my closet, you wouldn't see much color in it.
It's so funny, my closet. It's like you can tell like where my work clothes are, right? So it has like my work clothes and then it has like a bunch of vintage clothes, just straight like 50s through 70s. And then I have a spot where I have a lot of native clothes, and then the rest of my closet is like corsets and steampunk and skater and goth punk, and like that's probably the majority of my closet.
This
Like
is
lots of
this
fishnet
is the
gloves
color you
and
see most in mine. That
yes, that or
darker.
charcoal gray.
A
I
few,
like
yep, a few
charcoal gray a
charcoal
lot.
gray pieces too. Yep, because it's more slimming, you know, and
I
comfortable.
just like it. I don't know.
I find it to be a little more slimming color on me than the brighter stuff. Plus, I don't want to stand out all the time. I'm not one for. I mean, then again, I am wearing full leather leggings right at this very moment, which does make me stand out quite a bit. They make the most god awful noise when I walk. It sounds like a grocery sack, like the Walmart plastic sacks. If you just take and like swish one of those back and forth like this in your hand, that's what it sounds like when I walk.
Oh, so I died laughing when I saw that meme. I had to repost it. Oh my god, I died laughing.
Oh, the lady who says it sounds like
The
she's
shiny
got a
pants. She's
jock
like, "What's wrong, Becca?" And she's like, "I have shiny pants."
in. Mine are shiny, but they don't sound like that. They sound like uh, just a grocery sack being just jostled around.
Yeah. What's wrong with shiny pants? Oh, Gwen, that was her name. What's wrong with shiny pants, Gwen? Sounds like I have a duck in my cooter.
Oh yeah, most definitely love that one. I died.
Oh,
I almost peed laughing at that one when I first saw it. Turn that
they're
down.
talking about 70s shows.
Oh yeah, they are. I watched a lot of those though. Even though I was born in the '80s and grew up in
Um,
the '90s, I still watched a lot of.
I watched a lot of 70s and 80s sitcoms that my mom would watch when she was watching them, but I was always way more into like The Twilight Zone and Star Trek and Tales from the Crypt and all that stuff.
Mm, my parents liked a lot of the horror stuff, so Critters and Jason, Friday the 13th, all the Freddy Krueger, all those. I'm desensitized to most scary stuff because I watched that all when I was like, you know, 8, 9 years old, even maybe even younger. I was watching that kind of stuff with my parents, so
Oh, me too. My mom gave up because she was like, "Well, you weren't getting nightmares and you didn't get scared, so I just gave up trying to censor you." 'Cause she was like, "I'd go in there and you'd like when I was little bitty, she'd be like, I'd go in there and you'd be watching like Freddy Krueger or something, and I'd change the channel and I'd leave and I'd go back in there. You're watching Freddy Krueger again."
I rubber bagged a PI. Miami Vice. My mom was more into like the mystery ones and stuff though, so she watched Murder She Wrote, Perry Mason, Matlock. So I watched a lot of the detective ones. Ow, I just got smoke in my eyeball. All that burnt. I can't just rub it because I got makeup all over my eye. Damn. Only bad thing about wearing makeup.
I did not bother with makeup today. I had to do makeup yesterday and get in that costume yesterday, and I was like, nope, nope, I'm not doing it today. The teenagers were like, are you gonna dress up with us, like for the escape room and everything? And I was like, absolutely not. No. But you have fun, and I'll help
Yeah, I
you with your
did dress
makeup.
up yesterday, so I was like, I'm dressing up today. Oh shoot, I didn't do one thing though for my ritual. Damn it. I didn't watch Practical Magic before midnight tonight. Oh well. I'll still watch it before I go to bed. Might still count. Yeah, Prince, I'm good. It's just, I always get bombarded when I get on Facebook by other people that I just avoid it. So I haven't been on to like talk to any other people. I'm sorry, but if you want, message me sometime this week and we'll chit chat. Speaking of Facebook, I was just getting picked on there from a group that I'm in. Oh yeah.
I'll come back on camera in a little bit. The thing is, like, me and food, we don't have the best relationship, and I forget about it a lot. And somebody just reminded me to eat. So
No worries. You don't have to come back on camera. Like I said, you didn't even really have to do any like dressing up or anything. I only did because I didn't do nothing yesterday or anything. And
I didn't do makeup, anything. I literally just walked to my closet and was like, 70s, done. Actually, that's why I went with 70s, because the 60s, my favorite 60s one is a wrap I was going to have to mess with. And 50s, of course, you go 50s and you have to break out the petticoats and all that nonsense. And so I was like, no, we're just going to go 70s.
Yeah, easy route.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I was gonna wear a nice navy spaghetti strap. I guess you could call it like a prom dress or whatever, but it was from David's Bridal. It's a really nice dress. It's got some nice clear crystals and some like white beads and I think some pearl kind of looking beads.
Oh, that's okay.
And
you know what?
It goes from zipper all the way around the front, along underneath the bodice area, kind of area, underneath the boobs, all the way to the other side of the.
You know what that makes me want to get you? Like, I want you to do a masquerade costume now. We should do masquerade. One year everybody should do masquerade costumes. Yours sounds like a.
Joe's bringing it over. He got it out of the closet.
I'd probably make your mask a white peacock with the pearls.
Hold it down just a little bit lower. So that's what the top looks like.
Oh yes, I would make you a peacock.
And like I said, it goes all the way to the zippers. So I mean, it's around the whole top of it.
Yeah, I'd make you a peacock mask, and then I'd bring out my gold dress and I'd make an owl mask. It'd be fun.
I was gonna wear that and call myself like a blueberry princess or blueberry queen because of my hair being blue, doing blue makeup, and wearing blue dress. He was sleeping. I didn't feel like waking him up, so that's why I threw on what I threw on. It was easy for me to put on myself. I can't put that on and zip it up too. So
we should still do masquerade. I still think like a peacock mask with that dress would be great. Yeah. And I have a gold one that has like layered tulle at the bottom that I would make an owl mask with, and we could all do masquerade. That'd be fun. We should do that one year.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Will said no join link. Do you want me to send it to him?
I'm getting ready to send it to him.
Okay.
I don't.
Deal.
Well, just so you know, I usually don't put mine in the chat because, unlike the guys, Wild Heart, Brojo, and all them who can post it there, and it's not too big of a deal for them to get weirdos to pop it. I don't really want no weirdos pop. I get a lot of weird people that come into just my chat and say really like off the wall shit. Like I had one guy tell me, came into my chat and asked me if he purchased me a pair of boots, would I wear them for a year? No socks, even in the summer, sweat. And then he'd give me the money to send them to him plus pay me extra for doing it because he wanted to sniff them.
Oh, yeah.
Just hearing that in the chat, I don't want those kind of people to be able to come up on panel.
No. See, I wouldn't, my room would not be nearly as open as the boys either. Of course, I'm not afraid to leave people backstage, but if I streamed, I don't think my rooms would be nearly as open. But I got in because I'm special and sweetness is in the Weald, so there.
Yeah, anybody that isn't in the Weald that wants to come in that I know from the new community, if I have a way of sending it to them or someone else like Pixie or something has a way to send it, I don't mind it getting sent that way and everything. Like I said, I just prefer not to put it in the chat because of the weirdos that I've encountered.
After all, she dated one.
Oh, I hear Beardy.
Yeah, he can hear you too.
Yeah, I hear you.
Hey, Beardy.
Hey, what's up?
You got a YouTube friend.
He likes me. Of course he likes me. Who else pays his beard this much attention?
Nobody. Except for him.
And that says a lot about you. That says a lot about you. Why don't you appreciate a magnificent beard like that? You should be brushing that beard regularly. Huh?
I do.
All right, well, get a brush. Let's see you brush his beard right now on air.
On it when he's being a jackass.
Hey, Beardy, come let her brush your beard on air. Put her in her place. She's just too full of herself. Appreciate the fucking beard.
It disappeared.
You behave or I'll dye yours with Sharpie, Will.
He just said now it's got to go. You talked about it too much.
Oh, is my audio choppy?
No, your audio's fine.
Okay.
Just
well, then I don't understand what his problem is.
Much.
No. I don't understand what his problem is. If he heard me clearly, it's the appropriate amount of attention for that beard.
Well, apparently from you it was too much because now he wants to chop it off.
Is he homophobic? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
That's okay.
He
I am
doesn't
too.
mind if
they scare the shit out of me.
He doesn't want none of that kind of like pushed his way, you know.
No.
The one time the Wild Heart told him that he looked gorgeous, he downright told me, "Turn your camera off now." He goes, "From now on, when you're talking to him and your camera's on, I am not coming anywhere near your computer. So don't ask me to bring you nothing because I will not do it."
That's okay. I think we can make you take the computer to him if we try hard enough. Get the extension cord out.
This person is not homophobic at all, but they are straight as can be, which makes it kind of funny. They used to ask me all the time, do I have gay stamped across my forehead or something? Because I could not go anywhere with this person without them being hit on by a gay guy. Like the gay guy talking about how beautiful his smile was, or when we'd go to the lake and like the gay guy would like be poking him in the stomach. Like just everywhere we went, we would get hit on by gay people. Everywhere. It was hilarious.
Was that what happened to Beardy too? Is that why he's the way he is? I think it's because I asked him if he'd ever marry a man. I think that's what, but I wasn't talking about me necessarily. I was asking for a friend.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what it is. I don't pry into that. He's just, like I said, he's told me he doesn't care if I have friends that talk like that and everything. Just don't, not
Sexually harass him, right? That's
not to him. He doesn't care if they are or whatever. But just,
Yeah, it's 2020 and boys can be sexually harassed too. Thank you. I'm just kidding.
well, I'm just impressed that I have such power to make the man shave his beard just by commenting on it. I feel, I mean, not godlike, but demigod-like. Hey, Beardy, that's a really hot-looking beard.
I think I was some different person.
oh God,
I
yeah.
looked
If he shaves,
He'll look like he's
the
12.
one with his hair that short makes his ears.
Yeah.
Well,
What? Makes his ears
well,
what?
when you go really, really short to almost bald, that's when your ears really look very, very just
Yeah, they're huge. Okay.
pointy outward, like Dumbo satellite dishes.
Well, that's
Something.
You just,
hold
oh
on.
my God.
What? He knows this. I still love him, and he knows it. Big ears and all.
Just, you said the man has Gollum ears like it was nothing. You don't do that to people.
Hey, almost 13 years. I can say it if I wanna.
Let's see your ears. Let's whip those bad boys out.
Mine stick out a little bit, but mine are kind of small.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Nothing really to
I
work
got a
with
little
there.
button nose. I got chipmunk cheeks.
Your beard is coming in nicely as well, I'd like to say. I'm just kidding.
No, that's because of PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome.
Oh, is that really something? Because like I can't see. I was just saying random shit. Are you really working a beard right now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I'll be damned. I was just fucking with you.
Yeah, it happens.
Egg on my face, eh?
Like I said, it's a medical condition.
I was gonna ask Ballsy. I mean, Beardy, if it tickles his ballsies.
Usually don't have it, so.
Yeah, I was asking him though. See, and you,
Yeah,
he
but-
might like that sort. He might be like, yeah, that's the way it works.
Here, we'll just lock him off while he's doing that. Like I said, I woke him up, so. He's been sleeping for a while. He would have woke up in a couple hours probably anyway, and then would have been like, oh, his sleep schedule's all fucked now. So is mine.
Okay. I caught up on mine earlier today. I was way overdue.
We both went to bed yesterday morning about
5:30.
5:30, 6-ish in the morning. Got woke up at 10 and had to go in and work for 4 hours immediately after waking up. Like, we clocked in at 11. We woke up at 10, so within an
I did
hour.
not.
Oh.
I did not have to work today, but I had to get up earlier than usual.
I noticed that you said that you didn't have to work today, but the way you said it in the hang was that you made an executive decision to tell them to fuck off.
I did.
So you did have to work today, but you
No,
chose to.
because I said no, and they said okay.
Oh, okay.
Yep. You're exactly right. It does.
But I had to get up earlier than usual, earlier than my work days.
I might have endometriosis to go along with the PCOS. I still haven't found out yet.
Ooh, my
Yeah.
sister goes
Are
through
these
that.
a lot of
and
wo-
I am sorry.
Is this a lot of woman problems that I'm not going to understand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically that means a lot of pain, a shit ton of pain.
Yep.
So, and an abnormal amount of bleeding, more fucking pain. Everything is painful. There's Little pleasure to be found. Lots of pain.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're a little ray of sunshine.
Also,
That was
scar tissue.
informative.
Yep, scar
Oh.
tissue.
Yep.
Yep. I'm sorry. That's rough.
Yeah.
Well, have you been diagnosed with that yet, or you're waiting to find
I've
out?
been diagnosed with PCOS, but I'm waiting on more results for the endometriosis.
And what causes this?
I don't know.
They
My
don't
sister
know.
has endometriosis. It's just something genetic, as far as I know.
Is it
I don't have
hormone
it.
related?
Yeah, it affects with your hormones. It affects with your mood. There's depression that comes with it. PCOS, at least, endometriosis, no, but PCOS has like depression and stuff like that comes along with it, with mental things, and it's a whole. Even though it's mostly there, it's everywhere basically.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Endometriosis can do that too. It can actually connect organs together that shouldn't be connected. Like it can grow.
Yeah,
and
that's not
connect.
normal.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
As
because of the
interesting as
scar
a heart,
tissue.
liver, spleen sounds.
Because you build scar tissue, right? It gets, pretty bad.
Heart, liver, spleen, pancreas combo.
I had to come in because you guys were talking about endometriosis.
Okay, they were.
Yeah, I think, doesn't it, like, the way my sister describes it, because I don't have it, she does, is that something about, like, the pelvic tissue, like, can envelop, like, the ovaries and the fallopian tubes, and that when it does so, like, it not only
sort
causes,
of.
like, a severe amount of pain, but, like, something about, like, it's causing her scarred tissue, like, all kinds of stuff is going on.
Yeah, I kind of think of it as so it's uterine material that grows outside of the uterus, and it's
and
it's
in
like,
her case, it's like encasing her fallopian
wow.
tubes and everything. Yeah.
Oh wow, probably like
Yeah.
kind of strangling them. You know, one of the things about endometriosis is it can wrap around stuff and cut off its blood supply. So she might end up having surgery so that they can clean all that up. It won't stop growing until there's two things. Like if she's on birth control pills, it'll help slow it down and like help the pain a lot.
Well, she
and stuff.
actually for some reason birth control made it worse.
Really? Oh,
Same
Yeah,
here.
maybe
like
on the
she
wrong
was
formulation.
like on the floor like crying. She can't take any kind of birth control. She
So,
can't any of
wait,
that.
Helped
I got a
mine.
question. Out of ignorance, with birth control, which hormone? I mean, does it boost? Like, is that
Well,
estrogen or testosterone? What is it?
There's a tiny bit of estrogen, sometimes a tiny bit of progesterone.
Yeah,
And I think is
progesterone.
there a third ingredient? I don't remember.
It's mostly progesterone. There is iron in your placebo week. Your placebo week is iron pills, basically.
So the birth control pills that help control, or not control, but like eliminate the possibility mostly of getting ovarian cancer is the type that have progestins in them. And if you're on them for over 10 years, it reduces the chances greatly of getting ovarian cancer. But I have what my doctor called stage 4 endometriosis, even though it's not cancer. It's like severe.
Yeah.
And like the way I've heard it described, it's like webs. Like
yes,
in your
webs,
abdominal
like
cavity.
spider webs.
Like
Mhm.
spider webs, yeah. And
Yeah.
What sucks about it is that all of that tissue is hormonally reactive. So when you have your period or whatever, and you have cramps, and like
It just inflames it. Yeah.
contracts and stuff, like it pulls on things and squeezes things, and the cramps are horrible.
See, now I have the opposite problem. Like I have to have an IUD, and every time I get it replaced, right, like they have to put me on estrogen for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody around me loves those 2 weeks. I hate those 2 weeks.
Is that
because everybody.
eating?
Well, no, because like I'm so happy, I annoy my own damn self.
Mhm.
But everybody's like, she's the happiest, sweetest person in the entire fucking world. And so like everybody loves those 2 weeks, but I annoy myself. It's hilarious. I'm just that happy. It's so funny. Because I guess I just don't produce enough. Like I don't like there's rarely ever even a lining there, right? Like and
Huh.
so they have to put me on estrogen for 2 weeks just to build some minimal amount of lining so that they don't inflame everything.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's weird. But I've always been like irregular and like I can like spot a couple of days and then like 4 times a year and that's about it, you know? Like I don't really
Wow.
yeah, so I have
I,
the opposite problem my sister has.
Yeah, I it sounds incredible and like I'm exaggerating, but I'm totally not. I bled continuously once for 60 days.
I believe you. My daughter
This is all Beardy's fault.
I-
is on birth control because she was bleeding way too much. Like she was
Yeah.
passing borderline anemic because she was bleeding so much. So
Yeah.
we put her on birth controls just to slow that down.
Yeah, I had some crazy numbers for iron deficiency at one point, and my like it was so like basically I would have about 10 days a month that I wasn't in pain. You know, like
Oh
and that
yeah,
any normal month was like I had about 10 good days.
and the expenses. My goodness, like because she would go through, you know, like the heavy duty ones. She was changing them every like 2 hours. You
Mhm.
do that
Oh yeah.
for 2 weeks a month. Like that's so much. We scared Will off.
Uh-oh. Did we really?
Yeah.
He
Might
might
have
be at
been.
work too, though. Yeah, I know he has to like report in every now and then, so that might be part of
Probably a
it.
mixture of both, though.
You. Yeah, and I had to like, and that happened more than once with that long, extended bleed. But like there was this one time when I went in, it had bit like, this was like the second time it happened, and it was like, probably I think it got to about 4 weeks. But the thing was, when that 60 days happened, there was like days when it wasn't like a lot, but it was still there. But it was continuous, right? But it wasn't like, there was times when it was really bad and heavy and lots of like, gigantic clots and stuff like this, and other times where it wasn't. But then like this later time, and I'm talking like probably 15 years later, right? About 10 years ago at this point in my life, it got to about 4 weeks, and I was in this state where I would just like wake up for like a couple of hours to like eat and take Advil, and then I'd conk out again. Like that's how like I was so like low on iron and stuff that I was just like I couldn't stay awake. And went to the hospital, and that's when like my numbers were super low, and they gave me birth control pills, but said like they said on the first day I take 5 of them for 5 days, and then on the second day 4 for 4 days, third day 3 for 3 days. Like it was like a progression, like this big whopping dose, and then down, and like then like when it was normal and I was taking 1, I was just like throw that pack away, whatever I was on, and start a new pack without the break, and it stopped after about day 3 when I was on the third day and taking 3 every day on 3 for 3 days. Yeah, and that was crazy, but yeah, that stopped it. And I was taking I take iron still, but yeah, I'm constantly like borderline anemic.
Yeah, so is my super munchkin.
Yeah.
I'm hoping, but I'm hoping she doesn't have endometriosis like my sister because she doesn't cramp very often, and when she does, it's pretty mild.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, I remember having like symptoms even as like a teenager. I just didn't get diagnosed until I was in my late 20s.
Yeah, we scared him off. We can change subjects. It's okay.
Yeah, we can get done with like
Sorry,
the
Will.
blood topic.
Oopsie.
You know what? Turnabout's fair play, okay? Like, we could be up here, like a lot of the guys in the community, and be like, guys this and guys that, instead of bitches this and girls that. But no, we did not.
Right. Yeah, the last time I was messing, like dealing with all this stuff, I had imaging done, and like they couldn't even find my right ovary, and like all of the mess of stuff that's going on in my abdomen. And I'm supposed to get a hysterectomy at some point, but I just don't really want to.
You know, I asked for one.
Really?
Or, well, the thing is, like, I knew I was not going to have more than one kid, right? Like, I knew that. When Super Munchkin was born, I was like, that's it, I'm done, let's fix this shit. But I had her the day after I turned 21, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was super young, and I looked at the doctor and I was like, can I have a hysterectomy? And he was like, absolutely not. And I was like, well, can we tie my tubes? And the doctor told me no. He said no, that I was too young and I could change my mind, and so he didn't want to do the procedure for
If
me.
he was in control of your future reproductive.
Yeah, he didn't want to do the procedure for me because I was too young and I would change my mind.
That's bullshit.
And so, like, he wouldn't even tie my tubes. Like, he absolutely refused. He said, you are too young, you will change your mind, you're going to want more kids. Well, you know what? She's 17, and I still don't want more kids. So, well, almost 17. She'll be 17 in a couple of months.
Now, supposedly, I've heard of this thing where instead of tying the tubes, they just burn them. Yeah, and supposedly that also eliminates the possibility of ovarian cancer, or greatly reduces it for some reason.
Maybe I should go back in and see if they'll do it. I mean, I'm almost 40. They can't tell me I'm too young anymore.
They probably would.
I don't give a shit.
I mean, you could lie and tell them that it's been like 8 months since you've had a period. And you're like, you think you're going through early menopause or something.
Well, I mean, the thing is, it doesn't even matter, right? Because at this point in my life, even if I were to get pregnant, it would be considered a geriatric pregnancy.
Like
right? Like,
pregnancy.
Yeah, anything after 35 gets riskier and riskier and riskier. Mm-hmm. And I'm fixing to be 38, so like, how much longer can they just absolutely refuse? I mean, it's my body.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you should be able to request that, you know?
I should have been able to request that at 21, damn it.
Yeah. The thing is, though, like, I mean, like, medically necessary versus not. Like, I wonder how they judge that.
Well, that's why I went down, you know? Well, at least tie my tubes, because then I could come back in if I really did change my mind. You can have your tubes untied, right? Like, they can accidentally come untied, right? So, like, if you're not going to burn them and you're not going to do drastic measures, like, can you at least tie them? And they were like, no.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. There used to be this, do you remember that birth control implant thing that like would go in your arm?
Yeah, I never got that one. I have like the actual inner uterine device. Yeah.
Can you feel it at all? Like, do you aware of it? Does it cause pain?
You're supposed, no, I don't, it depends on the person. Like, I know somebody who cramped a lot and it would move, or it kind of tried to get stuck, and so they had to take it out. I know, like, I've known people who've had problems. I've never had a single problem with mine, not ever. I do have to plan on going in and getting mine removed in a simple day surgery, because the string on mine is like way short, like super short, and so it's hard to find for them. So there's that. But for those who don't cut their string short, and the reason mine is cut short is because the first time I got it done, I went in and I was like, so I have this problem. And they were like, what? And everybody who sees my chart laughs. To this day, you can tell when they're reading specific notes in my chart because they'll giggle. And I'm like, yeah, they got to that part. And the part in my chart that they got to is the part that says, I have this problem. And the doctor's like, what problem is that? And I'm like, well, when he pokes me, I poke him back, and this is not acceptable. And he's like, well, the string's supposed to soften up. And I'm like, no, you just need to make it shorter.
Funny.
And so they did. But no, this is like my third or fourth one, and I've never had a problem with them.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I don't think I could deal with that because like I remember one time I went in for an endometrial what was it called? Endometrial biopsy, where they did like a sampling of the endometrial tissue, like that, not the lining, but like there's like a deeper layer in, you know, where it's like, it's not the
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the part that kind of grows it or whatever.
Yeah, the thing it sticks to.
Yeah, exactly. And they had to take it from like several different locations, right? Like, because they were just making sure that like that was all clear and stuff. And as she was doing, like, you know, because they go in like through the cervix, and it was just this little like tool, and like it hurt like really bad. And
Yeah, you wouldn't want it. Like my sister
like,
could
this
not.
isn't supposed to hurt, and I was like in tears, you know.
Oh yeah. And as a matter of fact, if you could even handle one, you certainly wouldn't want number two, because I will say, like, it's never been intolerable, right? Mm-hmm. Well, I think because we have to have yearly exams anyway. So it's never been absolutely intolerable, but I will say every time I have it replaced, it hurts more. Just the replacement of it. Like after that, you're fine, and I don't notice it, I don't feel it, I don't anything. But the replacement itself hurts more every single time I have it done. And the doctor said that that's expected.
Interesting.
But lots of girls better get used to it, because health risks don't matter anymore. Geriatric pregnancies don't matter anymore. You got to carry that baby if it happens. Here, anyway. Our fucking governor said, they said, so there's no exception for rape or incest or any of this. You know what our governor said?
Mm-mm.
We're gonna eliminate rape.
Oh, sure. Yeah, right.
Yeah, because you've done
All
such a
these
smash up job of that so far.
Yeah, all these years it's existed, it's suddenly going to go away. All right.
Yeah, Greg Abbott's a piece of shit.
You know, I've heard this sentiment that, and I don't agree with it, but that some Republicans or Christians hold that say it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter if the baby came from a rape or whatever, because it's a blessing. No matter where it came from, it's a blessing, and we should see it as that. Like, it's a gift.
But that just shows the difference in, you know, the way a Christian reads the Bible and the way somebody from Judaism reads the Bible, right?
Yeah, well,
because they'll tell you no, abortion. Not only has abortion always been around, there's specific instructions
in the
for
Bible.
when and how to do it, right? And on top of that, in Judaism, it is the mother's life that they hold in priority. The mother's life takes priority over the fetus, and they're reading from the same text, right? And so, like, if you can't even agree on what your God thinks, then stop trying to impose what you think your God thinks on me.
Well, you know, when you go down the road of saying that any baby that ever arrives in whatever way is a gift, it kind of, you follow that back a little bit, and then you're like, okay, so.
Well, I don't know. Hitler could have been aborted, and I think we'd all be happy about it.
If a baby is a gift from God, then that means the rape must have also been a gift, right? And the incest. I mean, That's, I mean, don't you think that's how they?
Well, and here's my
I know
thing.
we don't want to see it that way, but it seems like you almost have to.
Well, I also see it's like a chain thing in society, right? Like I see it that way, but also like it's so weird to me that the loudest pro-life voices are people who are never going to adopt. They keep making it harder to adopt, more expensive to adopt, rather than the other way around, right? How many people are they fostering? How many people are they adopting? But adoption's supposed to be the solution, right? And then you take, like, the scariest case to me, the scariest case, in my opinion, was this woman who, she was raped. And she didn't find out until the baby was too far along. And so she thought she was going to put the baby up for adoption, but after the baby was born, you know, she was like, I can't just give my baby away, right? Like I cannot give my baby away.
Right.
So she kept her baby. And here's the scariest part. The man who was convicted of raping her
Had rights.
sued her for custody.
Did he win?
And the court, she was fighting to appeal it, and I have to check on it. I would think it's insane if she didn't win the appeal, but like, yeah, the courts had basically said, yeah, he has paternity rights to this child. And how fucking terrifying is that?
What? That he has reproductive rights?
That her rapist has that can sue her for custody? Yes.
Yeah,
For visitation rate for visitation rights with the kid? Yeah. Yeah, that's terrifying.
Disqualify him from any kind of rights ever, you know. If she's forced to give birth to that baby,
Like he should get to have that baby every other weekend because he raped her and she
like,
kept it?
His
I didn't make a statement. I asked a question.
the rape itself should disqualify him for any parental rights. I mean, you know, obviously you should go to jail.
Well, he did, but you know, that's not a life sentence, you know.
Right. Oh, sometimes all a person might get is some kind of house arrest and then probation or something like that. As amazing as that is. What I don't understand is the non-exception for rape or that's committed by another family member. So it's definitely going to be like an inbreeding situation.
Not always.
No?
No. Well, I mean, it's an inbreeding situation, but you don't always have like the typical deformities one would expect from that. For example, I knew a kid, not very attractive kid, but normal kid nonetheless. Very normal kid. And one day somebody started, I was kind of new to a new town yet again. Yay, my favorite place to be in chaos. So anyway, somebody had started making fun of this poor kid and saying weird things like his grandpa was his dad and things like that. And this kid just looked like he was absolutely defeated. And so
I mean, it's his fault, you know.
Right. Well, we were on the bus and like he was very upset. And so I was talking to him. And we just had a good conversation and he looked up at me and he had these big tears in his eyes and he said, "It's true, you know." And I was like, "Sweetie, I don't care. That's okay. You know." But just a normal kid. And yeah, his grandfather had messed with his mom. Mac. Hey, Mac.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello?
Get closer.
Go away.
I was just amazed at the statement, "We'll just eliminate rape."
Just eliminate it. Oh
Yeah,
no.
we'll just,
I mean,
we're
that
just
would be
gonna
a good
eliminate rape.
goal.
Yeah, it's
Right?
just very unrealistic. How the hell do you control people's behavior? Like, how do you
Look,
do
That's what politicians do. They say a bunch of unrealistic
what's the
shit.
death penalty? That would work.
My thing is though, like he's not new. Like he hasn't been the governor forever, but was he the not the attorney general? Was he the attorney general? He might have been the attorney general before that. Like this guy is not new to politics. And previous to this, he was more on the law side of things. And so if he hasn't managed to accomplish shit and he's in his twilight years, I don't hold out any hope that this man's going to eliminate
Whoa,
like
wait,
even a fraction of rape.
wait, hold on. Can we look at Mac's face? It's naked. That is.
Oh my God, you shaved, Mac.
Oh, I don't even know what to say.
You look so different.
Before? After.
Well, aside,
You
he
look
still looks like he's 25, so
I
that's
was
good.
gonna say you look like you're in your 20s right now. That's
so
great.
sweet.
That just took like a
Men are
decade
so
off.
lucky.
That is crazy.
I'm very youthful, they say.
But the beard, though, I don't understand what's happening.
It's a
You and Beardy both are having second thoughts about facial hair.
I used to be youthful looking. My age is. I'm starting to catch up to looking my age.
Yeah, I thought I was too.
No, I definitely am.
Yeah.
And I think I don't have crow's feet yet, but like I'm starting to get like the fine lines like in my forehead.
Mm-hmm. Those
I've
are
got
good.
that
They
going.
show
Yeah.
character.
And then I've got like lots of white and gray hair.
Yeah, I got that too.
Yeah. So I'm thinking my age is catching up to me.
I knew
But-
someone who had like this permanent sort of furrow in his forehead
Mhm.
where he would like, you know how when you raise your eyebrows, I don't
Yeah.
know, I don't have
He has a crease between his eyebrows.
no, it's like not a crease between his
Above,
eyebrows,
like-
but it's like a line across his forehead, you know?
Mhm.
Oh, I'm getting that one. That's the other
And-
one I'm getting. Is the
Well-
right there above my nose from when you wrinkle your nose, like
Oh,
when
yeah.
you scrunch your nose and stuff. Right there, I'm getting that line too.
Oh yeah, his was like in the middle of his forehead, like horizontal from like
This is
from,
the
like,
most depressing
big
Halloween
eyebrow.
conversation ever.
like, anyway, like I was
I mean, it's
constantly,
scary.
like, going up to him and like trying to smooth it out, you know, because it was like permanent, and he was young, like in his 20s, and I'd be like, stop, like relax your forehead, and he would do it, but it was still there, like it was permanent, right? And like
It's always so
my
worried.
looking at him made me so paranoid to like, you
What?
know, scrunch up, like to frown or to anything. So like I'm always constantly like thinking about like I don't want to like mess up my forehead. So
I have resting bitch face, and I messed up my forehead anyway. Now give a shit. I'm thinking I don't care anymore, right? I guess
I'm wrinkled
like-
up like ironic.
you know the
Oh,
thing
yeah.
is like I got carded until I was like 36, 37.
same here. Yeah.
Well, I am 37.
Carded.
No, 35. I got carded until I was 35. And I still occasionally get carded when I'm out of town, just not when I'm at places I know anymore, right?
I
But
bet
like
Halsey gets carded too.
Mm.
when I had Super Munchkin, people like I had this Catholic person like praying for my soul at a park because she swore I was a teen mom no matter how many times I told her I was not a teenager. I went and saw my friend who was a school teacher, and they tried to take me to the principal's office for having a nose ring, even though I had a visitor's badge, and I kept telling them I wasn't a student. So like,
Oh, you
I
should've
always
just
looked-
gone.
yeah, well, I know I did, and when I
Acted
whipped out
all
my driver's
petulant.
license, I got an apology, but
Oh.
like, no. But like, so I've always looked like way too young for my age, like way too young, like to the point like
I will.
after we first got married and I went to drop something off to my husband, somebody asked my husband, they were like, dude, how old is your wife? And he was like, she's
my God.
legal, I swear.
Dude.
And like it became this thing, right? And so I guess it's about time my age started catching up with me. But
How's everybody doing? You were
Good.
talking
good.
about over
Will
is
keeps
why I came
disappearing.
on. Oh, he does.
Yes.
Do you think it's
I think it's
Supposed
work
to convince
related.
Oh, gotcha. So you guys, I just had the craziest like bout of flu I've ever had, and part of it included like long sessions of fever dreams, and I swear to God, you were all in them at some point.
Wow.
Doing
Cool.
something. Yeah, Space, I had a distinct audio hallucination That probably went on for 20 minutes.
What?
This wasn't even a dream of your voice and Ace Theo's voice discussing things. And it was just like I was watching a YouTube show of you guys do it,
Weird.
but I didn't see anything. I could just hear both of your voices very clearly. And I was freaked out by it because it seemed external and everything else. And I was awake for this one. Oh man, this is a bad fever.
Oh, did I give you any terrors?
Yeah, oh yeah, tons of terrors. No, no, none of you gave me terrors. The terrors were all from myself. I had a really bad moment where like I had a bunch of faces just screaming at me about what a piece of shit I am, you know.
Oh my god.
It's specifically like what a bad husband I am and father and like friend and
That's awful.
boss and employee. Like every aspect of my life got torn down.
And
by
surely
this.
my voice was in there telling them to shut the fuck up.
I didn't get any defenses.
That's terrible.
I guess I got to work on my self-esteem or something.
You gotta have a little pixie Jiminy Cricket telling the other voices to shut the fuck up.
For sure. For sure. Anyway, I'm out the other side now, so I think it
Good.
didn't kill me, so I must be stronger, according to
I have never
certain
had the
logic.
flu.
Oh,
I get one, kind of a little one every year.
I've never had the flu. Didn't catch. I think the worst sick I've ever been. Well, when I was younger, I had tonsillitis quite a few times. And I had one really, really bad case of strep, but ever since then, I can't catch strep like at all. And I think it's because I thought it was tonsillitis, and I kept trying to make it go away instead of going in because I didn't want to have to get my tonsils out. And by the time we got there, that military doctor was like, that is the worst case of strep throat I have ever seen.
oh my
And
God.
ever since then, I can't catch it anymore. But I think the worst sick I ever was, like ever, was probably in the 4th grade. And I had bronchitis and tonsillitis at the same time.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's no fun.
No, it was not fun. But I think that's the worst sick I've ever been. Like, I really don't get sick very often.
I got really sick a couple of years ago. Like, it was. I thought I had like an early case of COVID because it was
You're
like
always there, William.
it was the January, right? January 2020,
Oh,
right before everything kind of broke, you know.
yeah.
And we had been to
Yeah.
Disneyland like 2 weeks before
Oh
that.
my God, no.
Yeah, and I thought that's the only place I could have gotten it, you know.
That'd be a
But it
easy
was-
place to get it.
It was an ordinary flu because I went and got a test afterwards to see if there was any antibodies, and it wasn't. So
My little sister has like a normal immune system. My brother has a normal immune system. I have a fantastic immune system.
Mm.
And my big sister has a shitty immune system. Like, my little sister would come home with a sneeze, and they would call it, well, I'm not going to say because that gives away my maiden name, but they would say my family's last name and then pneumonia, because other than like it being hard to breathe, they were completely asymptomatic unless you x-rayed them. That's the only way you could tell that they had it. But like my little sister would come home with like a cough or a sneeze or something, and bam, my big sister would be in the hospital with pneumonia for a week. Like one year she was in there like a week out of every single month.
jeez.
Yeah, it was crazy. She had a terrible immune system.
That sounds dangerous.
I don't know. I should probably look this up. But as a child, I had this thing called croup. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, sort of.
Yes.
It's a coughing thing too, right?
Mhm.
Like a
Yeah,
respiratory thing.
I think it was because my mom was like a heavy chain smoker that had
Sure.
zero self-awareness about what her
Back
blanket
then they didn't
smoke.
think about it at all.
I don't
No.
think any of them did. My mom smoked through her pregnancies.
Yep,
Smoke
she was smoking through my pregnancy or
Smoke
for
in a
her.
car with us.
Well, that, and it's if you find out you're pregnant when it's too late, they actually like. That's why I like. Yeah, it's not the best thing for a pregnant woman to be smoking, but you also don't know what she's talked to her doctor about, you know. So I would back off because I used to be a lot judgier. But I had a friend who, she found out that she was pregnant. Like she was already like 2 months in
Used to be
before she
judgy,
found
too.
2-3 months in before she found out she was pregnant at all.
Mhm.
And she kept trying to cut back and she kept trying to cut back. And I think she was down to like 1 or 2 cigarettes a day. And she started having these horrible, horrible pains. When she went in and her doctor told her, look, I don't want you out there chain smoking, right? He's like, but what's evident to me is that you cannot quit right now, because not only is the baby already addicted, but like your stress levels are going to skyrocket and like you're going to hurt both of you. If not, miscarry.
Ay.
And
I
so
think the baby was addicted, and every time she started to stop, he's like clawing at her from the inside.
Oh my god.
no, he was like the stress levels were gonna for her and for the baby.
Right.
Yeah.
We're just not
It does
going to be
get
okay.
complicated,
Yeah. And so he told her he wanted her to cut back as much as possible. He didn't want her smoking like more than 5 a day or something like that, but like just not to quit until after she had the baby.
Yeah. Well, my mom didn't cut back at all.
Well, neither did mine, but that was a different time. My mom smoked through all her pregnancies, every one of them, all 4 of us.
I mean, all of my mom's relatives are dead from like emphysema and there's like some lung disease where your lungs are not flexible. I forget what it's called, COPD.
Oh,
I
is
think
that what that is?
I thought so, but
I
maybe
hear
I'm
people
wrong. Maybe
talk
that's
about
just
that.
part of it. But yeah, there's some like there's some
Flexing.
condition, and I think it's also from smoking. But all of her family smoked, and they all died from something smoking related.
Wow.
Yeah. So did my mom.
So tragic.
I spent a lot of my time as a kid in just hanging around the hospital because she was always in the hospital.
Oh wow.
Oh, you know the worst thing is that like no matter how often you wash your clothes, right? And it's weird that I turned into a smoker for years, right? Because it's not weird. I was defiant. My mom said you will. My dad said if you're gonna do it in front of me. Don't do it behind my back, because cigarettes had gone missing and I was the scapegoat, so I had already been blamed without my knowledge. And I was like, Dad, I don't want your cigarettes. That's stupid. And my mom was like, you will not. And I was like, watch me. But anyway, the worst thing was that like my clothes, no matter how much I washed them, like I constantly smelled like smoke. And I would go to school, like especially in high school, and my teacher would be like, were you outside smoking? And I'd be like, no.
I remember anywhere I went, like as a kid, I'd get like close enough to someone, and they would be like, you smell like smoke. You know, my dad would have me, you smell like smoke. I mean, I heard it constantly. And it was
Yeah. But it was just teachers, like, were you outside smoking? I got out of the truck and I walked inside. What do you think I did between then and the door? I don't understand.
I had bronchitis really badly, at least once a year. Every year as a kid.
I lived in a really small town, and cigarettes were like really cool to be able to get, but what you could get pretty easily by shoplifting at the like corner store is a pouch of pipe tobacco and a corncob pipe, because that stuff didn't used to be behind the counter. It used to just be an aisle of it. So, and nobody cared. There were no cameras and stuff, you know. I'd go in there, and so I was a pipe smoker when I was in high school. Smoking
I remember my mom.
corncob pipe.
My dad when he was a kid. When my dad was a kid, he used to go down to the store and buy cigarettes for his stepdad.
My mom
wow.
used to send me with a note. Please sell 1 carton of Marlboro 100s, blah, blah, blah.
Did it work?
Yeah.
They'd sell them to you?
Oh, yeah.
His mom and dad used to send him to the store to get beer and cigarettes, pick them up. And they would, him and his siblings, no matter what age they were.
No way.
So as teenagers, him and his siblings would always be going up and picking up their parents.
It's so greasy.
But we lived in such a small town that even the cops, they seen them holding it, carrying, you know, like, let's say they were carrying a 24-pack of beer back home, and they're walking from the party store in
Like an
town, and they're going to
8-year-old
the
with a
outside of town at a trailer park. Cops gonna see them, but all they have to do is go, "Oh, you're Losi. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yep, it's for your parents. Yeah, I'm." They already knew.
It's for the drunk trailer park
Yeah.
supervisors.
Oh, also like banking, like the banks are way more lenient in small towns too. Like I remember, like here, trying to get somebody to cash a check I had already endorsed was a mess, right? But like at the town I was like at this little town that I lived in, I could sign a check and it didn't matter who took it there. They'd give them the money because everybody knew what my signature looked like. They knew who I hung out with. They knew who was likely to pick stuff up for me. And they knew who I was likely to pick stuff up for. So I could go cash other people's checks and take them the money and things that they wouldn't think twice about would feel like you move to a bigger city and people's jaws start dropping. They're like, we can't do that.
Seems like. Oh. Space needs to pause.
Well, it also depends on the small town because I've lived in shady, shady small towns.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've lived in like Mayberry small towns, and then I've lived in small towns where like the sheriff and the chief of police were junkies and beating their women and cheating and like the kind of people who walked into a party in full uniform, snorted a line, and kept going.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah,
that
those kind of people.
Behavior. Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was an interesting place to live. That's one of those places like when I got there, it was like Mayberry, and when I left, it was like, what the fuck happened to that place?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey Joe, did you hear about my encounter with the Marley kid? That came
That
to
is
the
awesome.
restaurant?
Even if she's heard it, tell it again anyway.
So I'm just working a shift at the restaurant, right? And these 5 like tall Rasta guys walk in, just reeking of weed, big grins on their faces. And I was like, hey guys, how can I help you? And they had a reservation for 5 and their table was ready. So I was like, cool, right this way. And the like persnickety server was like, oh my gosh, they smell so bad. We should ask them to leave. And I'm like, you kidding me? Those guys are chill as fuck. Like, why would we want them to leave? They're gonna eat so much food. We want them in here. And so I sat them, and their server luckily wasn't the persnickety one. It was a much more laid back lady who actually is she's my current like smoking pal at work. So she's a big into it kind of person. And so she waited on them, and they each ordered 2 entrees and like iced teas. Didn't have any alcohol, just like housed a plate of pasta and a plate of fish each. And we got through all of that, and they ask about this new policy that we have where any table bigger than 4 requires a deposit of $20 a guest that's supposed to be like refunded at the meal. And we hadn't really, like, it was like a 2-day old policy, so we hadn't really figured out how to implement it yet. So I think the language wasn't that clear and made it sound like it'd be applied to the check. So they asked about this when they got the check, and they're like, where's the discount, And so I said, oh gosh, let me look up. And I checked their account, and I noticed that their email address said like whitelotuscannabis.com or something like that. And I was like, oh, it looks like, and my pothead buddy server is standing next to me. I'm like, oh, it looks like they're involved in the marijuana industry. And big surprise from everything else we've seen about them. And she's like, oh, that's so cool, I should talk to them about that, because I worked at a dispensary. And I was like, yeah, you should. And then tell them that we pool tips here, so if they tip with weed, they got to give us enough to give everybody. So and so what we do is we actually refund the money back through the reservation system, so it doesn't affect the check at all. They just, goes back to whatever card gets used to hold the reservation. So it's pretty easy. But she's over there talking to them about it, and they're talking about the brand that they're in. What they're doing in Ann Arbor is they're rolling around to the different dispensaries showing this new product that they're promoting to the different dispensaries and trying to promote it. And the name of the brand is Juju King. And I hear one of the, like, I'm walking by and I hear one of the guys explaining this to the server, and they all have these thick Jamaican accents. And he says, you know, it's called Juju King, Juju King. And he goes, that's Julian Marley. And I look at, and I was like, holy fuck, that is Julian Marley. And I run back over to the computer and I was like, oh my God. I'm like Googling madly to confirm my impression. Like, did I hear that right? And then Hannah comes back up, the server comes back up with the credit card. And I was like, do you know who that is? Who I think that is? And we totally confirmed it, found pictures, and like the Juju is his nickname, and he's, you know, on the internet connected to this brand. And so, yeah, I mean, the end of the story is they did give a bunch of samples to us on their way out, in addition to a very healthy tip. So it wasn't like didn't end with a mountain of weed, but you know, I got on the way out, I got to shake his hand and express my admiration for his father, and tell him I'll look into his music. Honestly, I didn't really even know about him. I guess he grew up in the UK. He's the only one of Marley's kids that was born in the UK, so he's like a UK citizen. We should tell him about Wildheart. Hook Wildheart with some Juju. Juju King.
Yeah, we want to connect him to Wildheart.
I want him to influence Wildheart for sure. Julian Marley and Wildheart should form a band.
I need to get a little more stoned before I hear this idea out.
So the samples were great too.
If we could just get him to send some samples to Wildheart, that would be awesome.
Yeah, that's the pre-roll container with
Oh,
Julian
yeah.
on the front there. And it was one of those wacky, like, covered in keef and painted with resin or whatever, painted with wax, you know. It was like a super joint. It took
I've
me
never tried one.
probably 20 hours to smoke.
Yeah,
Whoa,
I've never tried
20
It's a
hours.
cigar.
I love
Yeah, I had to keep
those.
putting it out, not like constantly.
So
20.
let me guess. It's a pre-roll, right? Hold on.
Mhm.
It's a pre-roll with keef and infused with oil.
I think that's what it is, yeah. So
Mhm.
it's super thick and oily, and
Yeah.
I
It's a
can't
whole
wait till they
different
start
experience.
legalizing the dispensaries here. That would be nice to be able to go just pick some up on the way home.
oh, it's so great. It's so
Mhm.
awesome.
I still have to do all the back road shady dealings kind of shit.
Yeah, oh, that sucks. Although I kind of miss that too sometimes, and the friendships we form.
Yeah, because it's like that's the most excitement most of us have in our daily lives is just being that low level criminal.
Totally.
You know, we're
Like
just
looking
doing that little
around.
minor
Yeah.
shit that you get a fine for. It's like
yeah.
it's just a step above jaywalking, right?
right. yeah.
But
I
it
used to
feels
think-
it feels more intense when you're stoned because you really get like, okay, is that a cop?
right.
Like
Totally.
I shit you not. Just earlier, you know, I was gone. I was doing something for work. I was doing a patrol, and I was filling out my report, and I'm in a truck that has a flashing light on it, but I'm stoned, and my truck reeks of weed. and this- County sheriff like pulls into the drive, and I was like, oh fuck no. No. But apparently he was just making a phone call, and I just eased on out of there.
Nice. I used to say, you know, keep weed illegal and keep the people who sell weed honest.
I mean, there's some truth to that.
There really
I'm sure the
is.
prices are more reasonable.
It's great prices, but there's a lot of like backdoor shenanigans and like normal capitalism, like cronyism shit going on all over the place. And
The
like,
prices depend on where you are.
oh, that's
I will say the longer it's been legal, the better the prices in the area tend to
Yeah.
be.
Well, I
Also,
wanna
the
grow
more
again.
places that are
growing's the
open,
best, yeah.
the more competition there is, the better
Right.
deals you can find. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. So like bigger cities and stuff will be.
I mean, I still remember how to do all the hydroponic stuff. It just isn't worth the risk where I'm at now because
Right.
law enforcement is so much heavier.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
I
it's
think
definitely
the
not.
real
They'll take the
problem,
property.
I think the real problem that's coming up, right, is especially if you look at places like Colorado where they legalized a lot sooner than other places,
Mhm.
is that well, certain places in Colorado aren't really having this problem because the mom and pop shops are so established that they already have their following.
Mhm.
But in some other places in Colorado or like some places in New Mexico, things like that, you see where it's like this one big like corporation bought out this a bunch of people, right? And so
Right.
now you have like I guess it's like the Walmart of weed
Yep.
stores, right? Dispensaries, right?
That
And
keeps
they're
starting to
going
happen here,
in
too.
and they're knocking out the mom and pop shops, which is terrible.
Yeah, just buying them out. I mean, the mom and pop
Well, I mean, it
shops,
just creates more, I guess, I don't want to say black market, but that's really what it's considered.
that's
I mean-
what goes on, yeah.
Right. So you still have people that want to do it and get taxed for it. And you have some of us that, we might occasionally visit a dispensary, but for the most part,
Right,
why change what works already?
right. I think we
Because
should
they're
just-
going to
yeah.
increase, because, okay, here's two reasons why going to a dispensary is better. One, the quality is better and you know it's clean. And two, the other thing is it's how do I explain
So
that?
you got stoned and forgot what you were going to say. That's what happened.
No. So like the quality is better and it's clean. And yeah, I did forget my other point, but it's not because I'm stoned.
Well,
I'm
that's
not
unfortunate.
Sure. I think I could push back on both those, Pixie. Like as absolute statements, at least. I was getting.
Oh, he wants to debate. Here we go.
Yeah, let's debate.
No, I didn't say quality. I'm not talking when I say quality, I don't mean like a higher THC count, right?
Okay.
Means
When I
less
say
fentanyl.
yeah, like it's not
I don't either.
when you go into
How
a
about
dispensary, you know that what you're buying, you know for like a fact that what you're buying isn't like laced or
That's
anything.
true.
Right? Like you
Laced.
don't
Were you
have that
really
same
ever
thing.
worried it was going to be laced?
It's so rare that weed is laced, though.
Laced? I mean, who would waste coke on their weed? They'll make less money.
You'd notice in the price for sure. They're not just giving that white powder away.
I worry about pesticides on my weed and growers who claim it's organic, and like, how would I ever know that?
I mean, you can taste it. You can taste the difference for sure.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
And border weed, you can definitely taste the
Oh.
Febreze.
Oh,
I don't know if you know about this phenomenon, but like if it comes
Oh, no,
across
I
the
know.
southern border, it's
Yeah.
been doused in Febreze, and it's terrible when it's burnt.
Hmm.
That's the low grade shit. I don't get
Yeah.
that anymore ever.
Is that still around? I mean, that's got to be
Yeah.
like $5 an ounce
It's-
now.
Oh, it is. It's super. But
Oh.
everyone knows now, so nobody fucking
Yeah.
wants it.
My second point is you can also know who you're funding and what you're funding when you buy from a dispensary.
Well,
That's
I mean,
true.
I don't want to give away anything, but like the people that I buy from, they have the grow. I mean, I'm just second
Oh,
in
that's
line.
awesome. Yeah.
It is. It
You
is.
can
But
get that on the black market too, Pixie. That's true. I had that. in
Yeah, but
Oregon.
it's not it's okay, first of all, it's harder to find. And
Yeah.
second of all, it's not feasible. Like not everywhere's conducive to some growing operation, right? So for a lot of people,
It's
that
getting
isn't a
imported
feasible
somehow.
option.
Yeah. You got to go down to the mall and score some mall weed off some teenagers.
oh, stop! How embarrassing.
Okay. The third thing about a dispensary is I don't just get flowers. I don't just get flour, right? Like I get
That's
like,
true.
like
You
Like-
get honey.
I have
You get
well, my
fun stuff.
shatter's gone.
It's like a
but I
candy
have-
store.
I have some pretty wax
Mm.
and
Okay, but see,
have
we can get
some
we can
oil
get stuff
cartridges.
from. We can also get stuff from the dispensaries through the black market here because you have to do
at
that
a marked
too.
up cost because somebody had to buy it from the dispensary.
Oh,
Okay, I'll
that's
give you
interesting.
that. I'll give you that. All right, but that stuff's considered a treat to us since we can't get it regularly.
Do you have a
And
pretty
so-
nearby? Legal state?
Actually, you
I'm
can
in
get
South
it at a
Carolina.
marked up cost. If you play your cards right and you know the right people, you can get it at a marked up cost and still pay exactly what I would pay. You would just have to get it from somebody who got it cheaper on the medical side and is selling it at a rec price.
Well, my buddy that grows is wanting to also get into making the dab oil and that whatever that is. I'm not really into that, the wax and all, but because they're into that shit and I'm not.
Yeah.
But yeah. So he's looking up how to do that, and he was talking about doing Rick Simpson's Phoenix Tears, the
Oh, cool.
cancer stuff, and I'm like,
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
do you realize how much of your like production would have to go to that?
It does take a lot of weed.
I mean, that's very generous, you know, if you can do that, like if you can support that, that's just a huge amount of flour.
Yeah. You know what sucks is if we just like devoted a couple of actual fields, like crop fields, to growing flour, you know, that Rick Simpson thing doesn't need to be super high quality.
Okay,
My friend
so
that grows uses their second, you know, cuttings for their RSOs, and they all use it as a family and give it away to friends and family and stuff too. So, but
all right, imagine if all that farmland that Bill Gates just bought, if was nothing but like flour, if it was like sublet out to all these dispensaries.
so many uses for it besides
And-
just dispensaries too. I mean, we need to be making stuff, you guys.
All right, and the medical the medical I guess I don't want to talk about it like it's one monolithic
Utopia.
group, but medical interests could get involved in that too, you know, but I don't think they want to cure cancer. I don't have that feeling because
It
it's
doesn't seem like it. Get on the ball if you're gonna do it, you know. Jeez.
right. I think it's just something that they tell us so that they can keep, you know, using radiation and chemo and bringing you back from. I don't even think that what they say causes cancer is really what causes cancer.
Really?
I don't think one
I think
thing
it's-
causes cancer. I think a lot of different things cause different kinds of cancer, right? And that's partly why not every cancer looks the same or displays itself the same way. Whether
So
you
in the
have-
United States, when did cancer begin to go on the uptick? When did it begin to climb?
No, hold on. When did it begin to like? First, first we have to establish a lot of things here. You have to establish when we gave it a name. Then you have to establish when we started dividing them between what kinds they were. Then you have to establish when
We
it was
gave it a
when
name
it was
when it
taught
became
when it was
epidemic.
taught. Hold on, when it was taught and when it became being diagnosed, right? Because is the uptick there because people started paying attention to something that we previously
okay,
could
but-
not diagnose, or is
Okay, well, just follow me on this because I know that we can look at that, and then we still have to try and figure out how much of these other illnesses were related to cancer. But it's continually, since we've been able to diagnose, is it going down or is it growing? The number of people.
well,
who
okay, it's growing, but so is our synthetic environment, right?
have. Okay, I'll give you that.
From the
Go ahead.
preservatives we pack in our food, which is a preservative for a reason. It's a preservative because bacteria has trouble breaking it down, which is what makes it last longer. But you know, the bacteria in your stomach is what breaks down food. So
Okay.
if bacteria, so there's
Yeah,
also
all right.
microplastics. There's also
Okay,
microplastics.
can I get you to
that
pause
they
on the
have,
stomach
like,
bacteria?
And most people have microplastics in their bloodstream now. Almost everybody does.
Mhm.
And that they think may cause
I
some
do.
issues.
I eat
I think it's
small
related to
handful.
candida in most cases.
Candida. I've heard this angle before.
Because the diet that we
Not
have
in a long
supports
time.
candida growth. Sugar, carbohydrates, and that's it. Was it anaerobic? Anaerobic, yeah. It's an anaerobic bacteria.
So our diet
So
has
smoking makes it
shifted to-
worse. Smoking
Well, I
makes it a
mean-
lot worse because you're reducing the amount of oxygen that goes in, and so people that smoke, the candida spreads faster through their body because they don't get enough oxygen.
The thing
I-
is-
but
Just
I
my
don't
theory.
And
if it
yeah,
was
that
candida,
I'm
we
not
know how
saying
to kill candida.
right.
Do
Like
we
I'm
have
not
yeah.
saying that
evidence of
I'm not
people
saying that
without
that's
candida that don't also get cured of cancer. Like, is that a thing? It's not even that hard to wipe out.
I mean, everyone has candida.
Right. I'm on a course of antibiotics right now. I don't think I have any candida or anything else. In my belly.
Yeah, but whenever the antibiotics are gone, it's going to come
Yeah.
back extra hard. So you need some probiotics to build up the good flora.
I'm all
it
over
depends. It actually yes, probiotics to build up good flora, but that doesn't mean it'll automatically come back, right? You actually
yeah,
have to
it
be
will.
careful. You have not always. You have to be really, really careful with certain types of antibiotics even because you can get antibiotics so strong that they will literally destroy like your entire gut health.
Mhm.
And there are certain things that won't come back. H. pylori is a good example of a
It's like-
bacteria that you can
It's like turning
permanently
over your
get rid of
garden.
in your gut health. So,
Yeah.
but I think a lot of things play into it, right? It's just like we have these different diseases that are basically prion diseases, right? And a prion is what? Like a misfolded protein,
Mhm.
right? Like
I thought you got that
seems
from
very
eating like the
simplistic.
brains of animals that had mad cow or some shit like that.
No,
usually.
no, people get it. It's any kind of
Oh,
dementia.
cannibalism or something like that. So there was something
Well,
that
it's cannibalism can cause it, right? But I mean, if you have dementia, if you have like Alzheimer's, things like that, yes, when they said that mad cow disease was transmittable to humans and it mimicked Alzheimer's, it's because those are all prion diseases, right? And so
They are?
you can have well, Alzheimer's
Catch up,
might not
Mac.
be, but I
Catch
know
up,
certain
man.
types of
I'm
dementias
fact-
are.
I'm
Wasting-
fact-checking
Wasting, hold on.
Type it.
it.
Wasting disease in animals that can be transmitted to humans is also a type of a prion disease.
I have heard of that. The one that the deer get.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Jody's so stoned.
That's why I
So
stopped eating
stoned.
deer.
Look at her.
Nice.
Yeah,
so-
I'm muted because my cat won't shut up.
Oh.
Fuck that beast. I hate
oh.
cats.
CJD. That's the one I was thinking of. The
Yeah.
dementia-like disease. CJD.
Yeah.
CJD is a prion disease,
Yes.
right? And so it's something as simple as a misfolded protein, right? And you would think, okay, this thing has one cause, but it doesn't. It doesn't have one cause. It has many causes, and the symptoms can be similar, but the symptoms can vary. And I would think cancer acts it the same way in the body. Like something is obviously going wrong, and for a reason. But what triggers that, I think, doesn't necessarily have to be one thing.
Right. But I think it's still an important question. What changed? Like, can we see one or three factors that shifted and maybe indicate a correlation with this seeming growth of this disease,
Yeah,
cancer?
the more industrialization and the more synthetic the
That's
environment
the easy
is,
one. And
Okay.
that's probably
the
what
more it
physicians
increases.
went to.
Refined
Yeah.
foods.
Refined
I mean,
foods
we've just-
definitely is a new thing. Yeah.
well,
I think
industrialization,
diet.
right? That goes with
That's part of
industrialization.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, packing
Yeah.
it full of preservatives, keeping it longer, shipping it,
I mean, they made plastic.
Okay, but
moving
can
away
I-
from local
called it
markets.
margarine.
Can I throw out something here? And this might sound like a conspiracy theory, but I think a
Yes.
lot of the refined foods and all borderlines being like rations for the people, like rations. It's not even real food, and it's not like they don't know that it's garbage that they're putting out here in their cereal boxes that it's supposed to be healthy. They fucking know all this, but it, for the Walmart crowd, and I hate to say that, but like that's your average shopper is going to go to a Walmart and they're going to get their junk food and their synthetics, and that's just part of their regular daily thing
For sure.
because
a
they're refined
sustainable life.
sugars and
Okay,
yeah,
but
and
in their defense,
it's not an
Defend
insult.
Walmart's. So-
First,
It's not
I
an
know.
insult.
but
In
I'm
defense
saying,
of Walmart shoppers.
no, I'm saying a lot of times that's the
I was
only
in
like.
Walmart today.
No, I'm saying a lot of times in a lot of areas, that stuff is actually more affordable than healthy stuff, right?
true.
So
No, in
it's-
all areas because it's a ration.
well, that and also a lot of our food, actually,
You
like a lot
sneeze
of
in your
American,
armpit. That's a weird place to sneeze.
a lot of American food, kind of started out as rations, right? And I think companies kept it because it was cheaper for the bottom line, but they could
Fucking Kellogg.
maintain a higher profit, right? Well, not just that.
No, but really, if you look into
No,
it, it has a lot to do with Kellogg's.
Well, I
wait,
know, but I'm
Kellogg
saying-
started
I'm
in this
saying-
state.
No, but I'm saying what they distribute
I'll
in
tell you about
America
Kellogg.
is specifically different, and it's based off of wartime rations. For example, chocolate. American chocolate tends to be more oily than chocolate
Mhm.
outside of the US, even made by the same company. And foreigners will tell you that. They'll be like, what the hell is
Yeah.
going on? That is the grossest chocolate ever. And it's because we cut it with things like vegetable oil,
Mhm.
and it makes it, oily. But it also makes
And
their
glitter.
chocolate go a
Right,
lot
but you're-
further.
Where are the
Americans,
warnings?
hold on.
The-
I know, but Americans are just used to this, right? American cheese is another one. American cheese isn't really fully cheese. That shit was cut with all kinds of stuff. Why did they do it? For rations during wartime. But it's not
Government
something that
cheese.
they ever went back on, right?
Vegetable oil was a surplus.
Do you remember
We ate so
Velveeta?
much corn.
What the
Yeah,
fuck
yeah.
is Velveeta?
I don't
That's
know, but
not
it's good on
cheese.
bread.
It is, but it's like that it's cancer. You know that it's going to kill you. Anything that fucking delicious. Ramen, the stuff that you put in ramen noodles, that little mix. There's something in there that's like crack.
It's too good. Can't be
It is. It shouldn't. Nothing that cheap should be that fucking good. I think it's MSG, if I can be honest.
Yeah. MSG.
Which you know what MSG actually causes candida to overgrow. By the way.
Interesting.
Yeah.
There's a really interesting article. I can't.
Do you know
remember
why
the-
they started using it?
Man, you keep interrupting me, Pixie.
I'm sorry.
No, she's not sorry. She's dominating you right now.
Pixie, I'm not drinking because I'm on antibiotics and I'm a little bit testy. So I will push back.
Get
I think I might give up drinking too. What was I talking about? Get me back on track. So
MSG.
MSG.
Yeah.
So there was thank you. There was an article I read once by a famous chef. I don't remember the name of the chef, unfortunately. It might have been Anthony Bourdain, though. But it was a really cool article about why we love junk food. And it went into depth, like on the chemical, like molecular reasons why once you eat a Dorito, it's really hard not to eat another Dorito. Like there's something specifically about MSG that creates like excitement and like it's
Like a
almost
dopamine hit.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's just like that.
Everything tastes like it's the greatest. Yeah, like
Burgers
whatever
and
it's
pizza
on
and
couldn't taste
soda.
better.
Yeah.
It also delays, like it suppresses the release of the thing that says I'm full.
Right. That's right.
Oh,
Yeah,
it
Yeah.
has lots of brain
tricks you.
effects.
Yeah, the thing that says
pituitary,
I'm
all
full.
kind of.
It says no, you're not. Keep eating.
Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's fine. You eat a whole bowl of Doritos.
But I don't think. I mean, it goes back to what I was saying. It's rations because like we're dependent on these things, and they make it super affordable. People aren't going to go out and grow their own food or source locally because there's no MSG.
So,
Where's the crack?
I'll follow your conspiracy theory. What's the rations for? Like, why are they rationing us? Like, why are they putting us on rations?
Because we'll buy it. They can get away with feeding us shit, charging
But you put
us
people on rations because you have like a limited supply of something, or you're like.
Well, that's
trying
why
to
you
form an
start.
army. Like,
Oh, well,
there's
okay.
reasons to do.
It's
to
gonna get
enact
dark.
Rations, right?
It's
Okay,
gonna. Okay, go ahead.
What if it started with corporate bottom lines, though, right? Like
This will tie into that.
we introduced rationed chocolates, rations of sugar, rations of cheese because of wartime efforts. But after the war, people were accustomed to buying this. They continued buying it, and it was so much better for the company's bottom line. Why would they not continue?
Okay, so here's where it gets dark.
That's
Um,
all right.
Okay, because Social Security age. You know, you that's another reason I don't think they want to cure cancer or a lot of these other things. I mean, you're not beneficial to them after Social Security age. You're a burden at that point. And so it's really not important for your workforce to live much longer than 65, 70 years old.
I see. So
I mean, if you're going to have socialized medicine, which is what we kind of have, you don't want that burden on the healthcare system, and you definitely don't want it on the Social Security system.
You also are losing labor, though.
No, not when you're after 65.
In your child mortality rate. No, in your child mortality rate from cancer. You're losing future labor. For
Well,
your
there's no
economy.
shortage of. I mean, we're tossing kids away like they're disposable anyway. So
Oh,
that's not-
really? Because everybody's freaking out about the dropping birth rates and the people need to have kids.
I mean, that's probably true. There is a lot of depopulation going on.
So you're sacrificing workers by not curing cancer. Future workers. more viable workers when these old workhorses
Right.
would
I
be
don't
done.
think that we don't need this. I'm sorry. We don't need the same workforce anymore. That's not necessary. Everything's becoming automated. We're consuming a lot more than we're producing. I mean, overall, I think that the goal is to keep your population from getting too cancerous. I mean, in the way that we treat the environment and all. I mean, I think the solution to that is letting us, be full of cancer and shit like that. Bad health. I mean, look at diabetes through the fucking roof. Everybody knows pretty much how to deal with diabetes, but nobody wants to come out and just say it. It's not that. It's a diet-related thing in 85% cases,
Pixie
right?
says no.
Of course, she
I'm
says
sorry.
no. She's going to say no to
No.
everything.
No, because you're speaking of a specific type of diabetes. You're speaking of a
Yes,
portion
yes,
of
that
people.
type.
You're speaking of a portion of people with diabetes type 2. This does absolutely nothing for anybody who's diabetic type 1, which is a very, very big problem.
And I would like to
those
see
are the
that on a
people-
generational study of at least 3 generations of people that
well,
are not
you
on
want
the
to see it in
rations.
my family? You want to see it in my family?
Yes, have people in your family been away from any processed foods and things like that?
My grandfather did not have any processed foods. He was completely organic, not only because of his diabetes, but because of the heart problems that killed him. And his son was perfectly healthy and wasn't diagnosed with diabetes until he was in the Air Force. Then his nephew, my uncle's son, got diagnosed when he was 9 years old, right? And my grandfather's father was diabetic.
So
right?
about type 1,
Like,
right?
Yes, type 1. All diabetic. And it doesn't
Okay.
matter how well they control their diet. They
So
will
there's a
always
genetic
be insulin
disposition
dependent.
towards that. Okay, I'm not saying that there's not.
Was there diabetes? I don't know, before like the Industrial Revolution?
Yes,
stuff?
as a matter of fact, they have found. I'm sure it wasn't controlled as well as we have it controlled now, or maybe it was just because it wasn't so processed. It was easier to manage, like simple sugars versus compounded and processed sugars, things like that. But they found like certain type of yucca leaves and things that people would chew on, and like these yucca leaves, come to find out, help regulate insulin levels in the body. And so
Well, I didn't mean like primitive people. I meant like just
So,
like 1800s, or 1700s.
we don't know.
All right,
That's
well,
the
how
thing.
about the
That's
people-
the thing is we don't know, right? Because like if you put me in the 1800s, there is absolutely nothing wrong with me. I have a stellar immune system, but they would be like, look, she's tiny and frail and she's
Yeah.
not worth breeding. Leech
Right.
her.
Put her
right?
in the
Like-
woods.
Oh,
You
Lord.
put some leeches on her, right? Leech her.
No, don't waste leeches
So-
on her. Just put her in the river or something.
So, like, how
Leave
Dunk
many
the witch!
problems-
Dunk the witch! She's short! Look at her tiny hands!
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, we keep saying these things are worse, and yes, on one hand, I agree with you. Data shows that they're becoming, or it seems to show that they're a lot worse. They're becoming a lot worse, and they show some good correlations. But on the other hand, how much of it was simply undiagnosed before?
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah. I wonder about stuff like that. Like, did people just walk around with like tumors hanging off of them and stuff?
Well,
Didn't even
remember
know.
the goiter thing? I'm sure that was a panic
Oh yeah.
before they realized it was an iodine
What the hell is
deficiency.
going on?
Everybody's got weird neck. Look at your neck.
Ah, weird neck.
You've got
People
half
are
a
having
melon
some
protruding.
problems.
Did you try to swallow that all at once?
It's embarrassing.
How are you still breathing? But then they put iodine in salt and just a tiny amount,
Yeah.
just enough. But if
People were
like,
so far from the sea.
well, that's true. That's true.
Mhm.
And it's the kind of iodine it is too. But like a lot of our health problems are due to iodine deficiency, which we don't have in our food. There's so much that comes from our and I'm gonna start griping about our agriculture system, but just the monoculture and the way that they do our agriculture has just depleted the earth. Go ahead, Pixie, for fuck's sake.
Oh, bye.
Oh, you're leaving. Okay, because if you were gonna interrupt, you would have just done it. You wouldn't have waved. You just yeah, gotcha. Bye.